Yo, what up, y'all? Get in here, man. Trigger alert. Trigger alert. For y'all that's gonna join this, trigger alert. I'm telling y'all right now, trigger alert, man. Shout out to Cortez Smith for sending me this joint too, man. I had to report on this one, man. So shout out to that brother. I hope he shows up since he provided me with the link to this very, very tragic story. Get the fuck down. Yeah, I hope he shows up. Yeah. Don't be a lurker. Go ahead and comment. Don't be a lurker. So you got a few of y'all in here already. Wait for this little lag. Yeah, trigger alert indeed. For this motherfucker. Trigger alert. Revelator, what up, dog? What up, man? What up? KC, what up? Saul, what up? Chill, what up, man? Brother Zeke, what up? Yeah, trigger alert. Gotta issue a trigger alert for this shit, man. And the crazy part, once again, shout out to Cortez Smith for sending me this story, man. The crazy part is that this locale is becoming all too familiar in the past like year and a half as far as my content on this channel. When y'all see what city this is, y'all gonna be like, damn, you don't did a bunch of videos about shit happening over there to black men. Detroit, what up, man? What up, Detroit 313? It's gonna be all too familiar once we get going, and I'll reveal what city that this is coming out of. It's crazy. And it just lets you know the heights of the projection that's out there. You feel me? The heights of the projection that's out there. It's crazy. The projection is crazy out here, man. It's fucking nuts. It's fucking crazy. A few more of y'all get in here, man. Go ahead and take off. All right, man. Let's go ahead and take off, man. We ain't gonna keep waiting. All right, man. First, let me drop the news on y'all, man. Shit is crazy. Fair use. Fair use.
An investigation into a deadly shooting is underway in Fairfield right now.
Jefferson County deputies just gave us an update as to what led up to that shooting. Michael Higdon is following this from the breaking news desk.
Well, deputies responded just after 1 a.m. yesterday to a report of a person down near a home on Parkway Alley that's just several blocks north of Miles College, again in the Fairfield area. The coroner's office says that Jory Brown Allen was found shot to death. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says he and a relative were arguing before the shooting. Well, today, detectives obtained a warrant against this woman, Alicia Brown, for murder in this case. Brown is being held in the...
Don't y'all think it's bizarre? Wait, let's go back to this mugshot. Don't y'all think it's rather bizarre that many times when a so-called black woman is being booked into police custody, despite the fact that they might have committed a heinous crime or even a crime of moral turpitude, that they are somehow smiling for a fucking mugshot? You're smiling for a fucking mugshot that maybe could see you with capital murder charges. Have y'all noticed that? Am I the only one that's noticed that? Am I the only one that's noticed that?
Case. Brown is being held in the Jefferson County Jail with.
Stop me if y'all have never noticed that. I talked about this over in my Patreon. Right? I talked about it over there too. So those of y'all that are avid followers of my channel, y'all will most undoubtedly recognize, damn, you don't did a whole bunch of stories out of Alabama, out of Birmingham, Alabama, where black men been getting killed. Strange, isn't it? Very strange, isn't it? Yeah, Brother Zeke. Wait, I remember some of your earlier streams from this year when Alabama, the Keisha crash house. Yeah. Yep. All right, so we're going to share the screen again for a more detailed look at this tragic set of events.
In the Tuxedo Terrace complex. Birmingham police say the suspect fired shots into an apartment, hitting the 3 victims. Investigators believe the suspect is a family member. They've taken that woman into custody, but police aren't releasing her name yet.
Unresolved past family issues and cross-generational trauma can fester over time, which can influence the current dynamic of any family and future relationships. Many different situations can play a part, ranging from internal conflicts to external stressors and troublesome behaviors that can strain or destroy a family unit. While conflicts are a normal part for any family from time to time, ongoing patterns of destructive behavior is not healthy for anyone to deal with, family or not. Even though some are in the belief that if you're a family, you work through any and everything. However, sometimes trying to force a situation to work just because they're family can have fatal consequences. These days, the saying blood is thicker than water does not seem to hold up as well as it did just a decade or two back, and more families are becoming each other's worst enemies. Well, today we will be in.
Yep, y'all becoming just like white people. Y'all becoming just like white people. Y'all don't went and rushed to move out to these suburbs, and y'all becoming just like white people. When the last time you heard of white people having a family reunion? When you hear white people talk about the holidays, they put on a mercantile face to the holidays about buying shit, the materialism and all of that shit, but they always talk negative about the holidays, how they don't want to see this relative and that relative, and the stereotypical uncle that always brings up politics at the table and all of that shit. These are all things that white people talk about. White people hate their families. The only thing that bonds white people's families together is whiteness itself. And niggas are becoming just like them. Just like them. Yeah, ain't that crazy, Revelator? Ain't that crazy? I hate that shit. Are we in an equalization society now? Release her name too. Yeah, they treating her like she's a juvenile victim of a fucking crime. She's an adult woman in her fucking 30s. And we're not gonna release her name. Get the fuck out of here. So sick of this infantilizing these damn black bitches.
Birmingham, Alabama, going over 2 separate situations that people lost their lives, and all the people involved were family. Unlike a lot of DV cases, none of these people were in a relationship, but they all had the same blood running through their veins, causing betrayal inside their own families.
And shout out to whoever this is, M. Keisha, shout out to her, man. And Brother Zeke, thanks for the cash app. Don't let that brother be alone. Let's go.
For 29-year-old Jo'Ori Brown Allen, losing his older brother Derek Brown, also known as DP3, back in February of 2020 was a heavy burden not only for him but for his family. Adjusting to a new way of living without Derek was a continual battle after he lost his life at the young age of 25. Jo'Ori years since his brother left this earth, Ori's business continued to thrive, but no one foresaw what happened just 5 years after losing his brother. The day was November 29, 2025, and Ori was out celebrating one of his other brothers turning 25 that day. Besides the two brothers, loved ones also joined in the celebration, and around 11:30 p.m., Ori would post a short 13-second video showing the people he was out with, and a female in the background would flip up the bird to the camera. Now, within 2 hours of that video, the same girl who flipped the bird would allegedly take the life of Ori, and to make matters worse, the two were said to be cousins. 27-year-old Alicia Brown and Ori were said to have gotten into an argument that tragically escalated to gunfire.
I keep telling y'all, fair use, fair use, fair use. I keep telling y'all that, you know, black women be talking about, oh, it's important to have a concealed carry, and it's important that they want them guns to shoot black men with. Rodimus, thanks for the cash app. Don't let that brother be alone. They want them guns to shoot black men with. They not worried about nobody else. And not even to defend themselves from being the victim of a violent crime. They want them guns to be able to kill black men in arguments and relationship disputes. Or maybe even to go after another black woman that they think is with the black man that they're inside of their mind they presume that they own. Real talk. Real talk. Yup. I feel the same way. Mr. O with the info writes, this is why I don't kick it with my family like that, because all ages are immature. I don't kick it with my family because these bitches like to weaponize my fucking criminal record against me. And the crazy part about it is, like, some of y'all was right there in the courtroom when the alleged victim said, asked why they got me on the stand. Y'all was right there when the girl said it. But now years later, let's go with the white man's narrative to victimize, to demonize this nigga. Fuck them. That's why I don't fuck with them, because they full of shit. Yup. Brother Zeke writes, bet you was over politics. Because what else gets that heated? You see what just happened to Brandon Jamal? What else is getting that heated nowadays? Shit. You take away Democratic hegemony over the nigga community. Shit, black women feel like they ain't got a purpose no more. Because they can't monitor your ass. That's their purpose in life. Let's go.
According to the official police report, on Sunday, November 30th, 2025, at around 1:17 a.m., deputies from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office will respond.
Again, notice this woman just murdered a family member and is smiling in the mugshot.
To 5051 Parkway in Fairfield, Alabama, to investigate a report of a person down. Upon arrival, deputies discovered a 29-year-old male victim who was Ori that had suffered from apparent gunshot wounds. Fairfield Fire and Rescue responded to the scene and pronounced him unalive. A preliminary investigation will reveal that the victim and a relative were involved in a verbal dispute which led to shots being fired. The very next day, on Monday, December 1st, 2025, detectives obtained a warrant against 27-year-old Alicia Brown Brown was then charged with murder and is being held without no bond.
Well, deputies responded just after 1 a.m. yesterday to reports of a person down near a home on Parkway Alley that's just several blocks north of Miles College, again in the Fairfield area. The coroner's office says that Jory Brown Allen was found shot to death. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says he and a relative were arguing before the shooting. Well, today, detectives obtained a warrant against this woman, Alicia Brown, for murder in this case.
Ory's murder was not only a devastating blow for loved ones, but it also was for the community, and now his mom, who had to bury her second child. One person was
Wait a minute. Why? Why Doug Dissident? Doug Dissident writes, I had an army of my cousins demanding me to hand them copies of my mom's death certificate in front of her deceased body at the hospital. What the fuck type of shit is that? And what the fuck did they think that they have to gain, since most likely you her next to kin anyway? I don't understand shit like that. Oh yeah, I do. I understand shit like that. You're not supposed to have any power over anything. Silly me.
such a gift and a talent, gone too soon. Jory was in my first high school choir. He was my first student to receive a vocal scholarship ever. He also was the featured soloist for the graduation, a pure vocalist. Keep the Brown family in your prayers. Now on December 6, 2025, family and friends gathered together to celebrate the life of Ory and lay him to rest. Later that same day, as loved ones gathered together over a meal, tragedy would strike again after an alleged disagreement between family members. One of those family members was 35-year-old Jasmine Allen, and when Ory lost his life, she would say, one thing about Ory, he was big on family and loved his family. He looked out when and if he could. I loved the heck out of my cousin. Even though our couple disagreements, we both pulled up on each other always and told each other, I love you no matter what. He didn't care what the family had going on. He always pushed through. And when he had something going on, I pushed up on him too. We never know when it's our time to go. So fix what can be fixed, because we are literally on borrowed time and we can't get that time back. Shaking my head, just know I love you forever, cuzzo, no matter what. Rest up, baby. Well, this same cousin would allegedly be the one who pulled out a gun while gathering with family after the funeral, shooting multiple people. The exact reason things played out the way they did is not fully clear, but according to some loved ones, Jasmine had been going through her fair share of turmoil.
You know what the main problem is? For some reason, and I've never understood this. For some reason, Black people have these events, these post-funerary events called repasts. There's nothing wrong with a repast, but I don't understand why we feel the need to serve alcohol or imbibe alcohol at the repast. So you got a death in the family, you got people getting back together who might not like each other, and you got a lot of emotions running high, and consuming alcohol right after somebody is dead. A recipe for fucking disaster, a literal recipe for disaster. But what do Black folks do? Same shit. Let's go.
Turmoil within the family from a very young age. The tragedy that December 6th day was said to have taken place on the 400 block of 20th Place, Ensley, around 11:25 p.m. A woman and two men were shot, and both men were later identified as 76-year-old Carlton Allen of Birmingham and 43-year-old Sonny Arrington of Clarksville, Tennessee. They were both pronounced deceased at the scene. Then there was another
double murder.
Another woman who was not identified, who was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
10 evidence markers are still visible next to bullet holes on the front door of this home in the 1400 block of 20th Place, Ensley. A neighbor who lives across the street describes what he heard Saturday night.
I just hear a whole bunch of gunshots, and I'm like, what the heck, like, where do I go? Like, I just dived on the floor and just bear crawled to my room, you know what I'm saying?
Another neighbor who did not want to show his face on camera says he heard his neighbors arguing out in the parking lot behind his home when he went to check on his children.
My kids went out here, I just went back in the house, and that's when I heard the gunshots take place.
The preliminary investigation suggests that the suspect shot into the apartment during a domestic-related argument and fled the scene. According to BPD, 35-year-old Jasmine Allen has been arrested and charged with 2 counts of capital murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Now, the neighbors we spoke with this afternoon believe that their neighbors were holding some type of barbecue or a repast following a funeral for a 29-year-old man who was shot in Fairfield last week.
Even after all that played out on the very day that they all gathered together to lay Ori to rest, many loved ones are standing behind Jasmine, expressing that there was more to why she pulled the trigger on family. One person said, "I am so hurt. People is going to be mad at me, but I am riding with my niece. I hate that this happened to Sonny, and I am messed up about Jen. But all of this stemmed from Nana. How she allows stuff to happen to them kids when they were younger. It's a lot of hurt. But you know, just like I know, that part of the family is so messed up." In a follow-up post, they would go on to say, "I love you and I am with you. I hate this happened, but I will never turn my back on you. I know the harm you went through and wanted to be loved by your family. I hate my mama left so early because you wouldn't have endured what you did. I don't care if the world goes against you, I will be there. I told you sometimes you have to love family from a distance. I know you were doing good, baby girl. You know me and your granddaddy Greg with you." Then another person would say, "F all that. Free you, twin. Love you, 5 Life." That was just a few messages that were left, and it was very clear that some loved ones wanted her free and back home. Sadly, 2 people lost their lives, her uncle and her great uncle, and her own sister was the one said to be shot. Plus, it was said that a younger child was also grazed by a bullet. What has taken place for
Oh, she cooked. She cooked a double murder with an attempt. And no, they go probably call the child attempt murder too. And by the way, it's also aggravated domestic battery too. And I don't know how Alabama is, but if you commit a domestic in the presence of a child, that's just another felony. So this she finna get cooked. But the way that these messages, the strange way that these messages are wording, it almost makes it sound like it's some type of abuse when they talk about it's a shame what she allowed to happen to those kids. So I don't know if it's at the hands of the woman or what. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Brandon Jamal was talking all that red pill shit. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got his Keisha wake up call. Yep. So I don't know if somebody might have been physically brutalized or sexually victimized. I don't know if it's at the hands of a woman or I don't know. A man, I don't know. But that it kind of hints at that. Collect on what though, Duck Dissident? Do niggas not understand? Do niggas not understand how inheritances and shit work? Unless she specifically left them bitches something in the will, they not gonna get nothing, even in probate court. Niggas are illiterate.
the Allen and Brown family is a tragedy straight out of a nightmare. Not one, but 2 separate family shootings, one taking place on the same day the first was laid to rest, is unimaginable and heartbreaking. 43-year-old Sonny Arrington, one of the family members that was shot, he was not even living in Alabama, but in Tennessee with his wife and 7 kids, and only came to town for Ori's funeral, and now he is gone. One tragedy literally led to another even bigger tragedy, and my heart and prayers go out to all involved. Let me know your thoughts. Also, please don't forget to comment your prayers for every single person that was affected by these crimes, and hit that like button and share.
Now you see crimes like this against family members. Let's not forget about that part. You see crimes like this against family members. but they will project and talk and with this every 5.5 hours narrative, they'll make it sound like majority black areas are just this dangerous shark pool for them to be walking in. But you frequently have these type of attacks. You want to talk about unreported crime? There go your unreported crime right there. The only reason that in the nigga community that the domestic violence rate is bidirectional, the only reason that it's bidirectional is because black men don't report. That's the only reason why. Black men don't report for various reasons. They don't report. That's the only reason why. Only reason why. And then of course we know that when they in relationships with each other, then it's off the hook. They got the highest motherfucking incidence of DV out of all demographics and all type of relationships. But they will tell you that you are the violent one. They will weave all of these bullshit ass color purple narratives about all of this perversion and abuse. I know that too. Yep. Right about that. No news. Keisha deletes more men of their race than all other groups of women. I think more of them. Adrian Stefano, thanks for the cash app. Don't let that brother be alone. Yep. They will weave these color purpling of America sexual abuse narratives. You know how many times a female that I've been dealing with has told me some bullshit ass sexual abuse narrative. It's like it's almost like they think that that's the only way that they can fit in to the sisterhood, I guess. I don't know. But they always have these tall tales about being abused, and no matter how bullshit the story is, if you don't believe it, then you're not validating them. You're abusive for not validating them, even if what they saying don't make logical fucking sense. You still the bad guy because you don't just swallow a hook, line, and sinker. Like, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously, get the fuck out of here. Right? These abuse narratives frequently name some unspecified cousin or some unspecified uncle. But notice who the abuse narratives never name: a woman. Notice that. And when you hear them make these, say these things, it almost a lot of times sounds like a mixture between the script from Color Purple and a Zane novel. And then what's so crazy, when a lot of them tell these stories and then they might actually slip an actual relative's name in the story, right? They'll tell you this shit. And then, me, I remember a lot of shit. Just the autism. So I remember a lot of shit and I'll be like, and so they'll be scrolling through their phone showing me their relatives, and they'll have pictures of the same person that they lied to you and said did something to them in their phone. I'm like, whoa. I could see if it was a picture of this person with a whole bunch of relatives, but no, they have a solo picture, a solo full body picture of this same nigga that's supposed to have terrorized them in their youth sexually. And I'll be like, I've never, wait a minute. This is the crazy part. I've never called any of them out on it. I've never called any of them out on it. But I always found that away. Oh, that's a red flag right there. That's a big red flag right there. I've never called any of them out on it though. They will say a cousin or an uncle's name that's supposed to have fondle with them, but then you get more familiar with them, and over time they'll start scrolling through their phone, they'll show you their relatives, and then they'll have a solo picture of this same person who they say victimized them. Why, if that's the case, why would you have this motherfucker in your phone? Why would you have him in your phone? And then some of them girls will lie about some of them actually are in abusive relations with family members, but they lie about the nature of it. That's another one y'all got to watch out for. They'd be like, oh, well, this older cousin, they used to do this, that, and the third to me. And then you find out the real story and you be like, one girl told me that her and her cousin, first cousin, disgusting incest, right? But he was like 15 years older than her, married already, right? She said, oh, he did this, that, and the third. Come to find out, once I wasn't with it no more, somebody told me the real on that. They told me that she always had a crush on her relative, and she went to stay over there once their mother's house burned down, and immediately start having sex with him whenever the wife wasn't around. And then once the mother got someplace else to stay and she had to leave, she was always trying to find an excuse to be over there. And the wife was like, man, why the fuck is they always trying to come over here? And then she got jealous and got mad and tried to fight the motherfucking wife. Then when the wife banned her from coming over there, she wanted to sneak over there. And when dude told her she couldn't come over there, that's when she went to the police. And guess what? She still had that nigga in her phone. Why does she have that nigga in her phone? Because that's who she lost her virginity to. Not her little high school boyfriends. Mm-hmm. Yep. So once again, the accusations and the projections, the innuendos, the slander, it always gets reversed in real life. The same things that they accuse you of and say that you're doing, they always seem to be the ones that are perpetrating these acts in real life. But then they'll be the first ones to talk about how you aren't conducive with family life, how you want to run the streets, how you don't want a family. I would think that turning around and bringing a gun to a family event and killing 2 people is the ultimate sign of not wanting no family, not just going to the club or watching games with the fellas on Sundays. I would think that that's the ultimate sign that you don't want to be in a family and that you don't value family. They tell you that you don't value family. Shit, I think it's no more no more aggressive way to show that you don't value family other than killing one of your family members. That's way different than just not getting nobody pregnant, because that's really what they talking about. Oh, you don't value family. Translation: you haven't paid into my public aid / child support chattel economy. How dare you? Just nothing but projection after projection after projection after projection. Well, my condolences to this family. Rest in peace to these men that died. Hopefully the female that was shot, the woman that was shot recovers. Hopefully the child that was shot recovers. Probably need some type of counseling after this. But this is crazy. But this is all of it. They doing all of this shit in real life that they accuse you of doing. The fastest growing prison demographic too, by the way. All right, man. I'm finna get up out of here. It's been a Black Pill PSA. Peace.